Hey guys, Chad here from CNR Reviews. We have another video gun comparison to do, and this is between the Sig P938 brand spanking new 9mm, little 3-inch barrel on there, just came out this year, 2012, and the Ruger LC9, which won Handgun of the Year, and this is again a 9mm subcompact with a 3.1-inch barrel. And we have owned this gun. We have a comprehensive collection of videos already of this weapon, so check those out if you have any questions. These are similar in some ways and then entirely different than others. And let's go ahead and let's talk about features. We'll start off with the Sig. The Sig, first of all, has ambidextrous safety, as you guys can see, here and here. It's based loosely upon a 1911. And when I say loosely, I mean it doesn't have the barrel bushing in the front and it doesn't have the beaver tail safety in the rear. So you basically just have to rely on the exterior safety. It does have a single action trigger. The trigger poundage is about 7.5 to 8.5 pounds. So it might feel heavy when you dry fire it, but when you take this gun to the range and you actually put rounds down range, it's actually surprisingly nice. It really doesn't bother you much. Some other features, it does have G10 hoe grips, and this is the Nightmare version of this gun. They will be coming out with 4 other versions of it. Really nice stippling all over so you can actually hang on to it, and comes with one 6-round magazine. And I'm sure they're going to be coming out with the extended mag, probably a 7-rounder with a base plate on there. I've already seen pictures of it. And it comes with something really nice, which I really like, is the Sig Combat Night Sights, Sig lights. I have them on my P938. They are phenomenal at nighttime. You can easily see them, and they work great. These guns are very accurate out of the box. Other than that, the only other feature that it has a small bullet indicator, so if you want to see if you have a round chamber, right next to you where it ejects, you can actually see the casing. So that's about all for features on this gun. Let's talk about the LC9. So the LC9, guys, also has an exterior safety right here, and you actually have to have the weapon charged to use it. It's not ambidextrous, it's only on one side. So if you're a righty, this is for you. Lefty, sorry. It also has, I think, the most worthless feature of all, and that is a magazine disconnect. Which with the Sig, if there's a round in the chamber and your mag falls out, you can still pull the trigger. This guy, you have to have the magazine seated to engage the trigger. And remember, we said this guy has a single action trigger, which actually helps you keep your sights on target. Now, the LC9 has a really long double action trigger. Let's go ahead and take off the safety. As you guys can see, really long pull and then a break. And this is definitely going to be a gun that you're going to want to practice with. Nice combat sights. They are adjustable. What Ruger does not tell you is that they recommend that you use some type of a dowel or something to actually push the rear sight. You usually cannot do it with your hand. Other than that, it has 2 bullet indicators instead of the one on the Sig. It has one very similar to the Sig right here. And then it also has one on top of the slide that actually pops up when there's a round chambered. Ruger likes to have redundancy. And in some ways that's okay. If you're new to handguns and you want a lot of safeties and you feel safe, that's great. This also has a ability to actually lock the trigger by using a key. And that is also an option if you have kids around and stuff, that's great. Now the Sig does not. You need to unload the weapon or whatever. Other than that, guys, let's take a look at size. I think you're going to be really surprised at the size of both of these. You got to take into account that the Sig has a little beaver tail here. So if we line these guys up, we go beaver tail to beaver tail. And there you go. They're very, very similar. Also, look at the width. The LC9 is deceptive. It looks like it is thinner. But you see where it tapers on the top of the slide, where the Sig is thick all the way through. So there you go. Let's look at height. Now the Sig is going to win out on height because it is one less round. The Ruger LC9 has that 7-round magazine. And so there is the height of the handle. Now you can put a flat base plate on this. It does come with the weapon. And if you do put the flat base plate on there, it will significantly make it shorter. So you can choose to do that. The biggest difference between these two guys is price. Let's go ahead and go over that real quick. As you guys can see, the size is very similar. the weapon features as far as having safeties. They both have safeties. They 6+1, 7+1 capacity, so it's similar, not quite the same, but the price is a huge difference. And when I say price, I mean you can buy 2 of these for the price of 1 of these. Now this is the Sig Nightmare Edition. I paid $627, and I know I've heard from some of the other retailers in our area, the gun retailers, that these new Sig 938s are going to go as high as almost $700. They said in the 660 range, somewhere around there, and if you add tax, you're well over 700. The LC9 I bought for $351 or $353, so you could almost buy 2 of these guys for the price of 1 of these guys. Now it's going to all be preference on what you're looking for. Do you want those extra safeties? Do you want that single action trigger? Do you want night sights? So you're going to have to kind of compare these two. So one thing we did not talk about, guys, was weight. And the weight of this gun unloaded without a magazine in there is going to run you about 16 ounces. Now, if you guys have watched some of our other comparison videos, I usually don't like to give you the unloaded weight because you don't carry unloaded. And unfortunately, our scale broke, so I can't weigh it loaded. The LC9 is 17.1 ounces. Now, when you load these guys up, remember that because this is 7+1, you're going to have a little bit extra weight on the LC9. You're going to be looking in the 19.5 ounce area for the LC9 fully loaded with a mag. The Sig is going to run you in the 18 ounce region, probably the lower 18 ounces, to have it fully loaded up with 6 rounds plus 1. So guys, check out both these guns. I think they're both viable carry options. We will be doing some testing at the range of the P938. Like I said, we already have comprehensive videos on the LC9, so if you have any questions regarding that, check out those videos or feel free to ask. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And this is Chad from CNR Reviews. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. You have a good night.